Hi, Kwe, Melita, and this is my channel, The Midnight Librarian. Today I will be doing my September Bookoplathon TBR. It's back! I'm so excited. Okay, so Bookoplathon is a read-a-thon created by Becca and the books. Becca from Becca and the Books. She does a TBR game for the last couple years now. It's called Bookopoly, Becca's Bookopoly. And basically, then I think last year she created this readathon that's based off of her TBR game. Basically, Bookopoly is based off of Monopoly. But she did something similar last year. I absolutely enjoyed it. I think it's so much fun. And so I definitely was waiting for this to happen again. She has done a couple of 48-hour readathons for Bookoplathon, but I tend to like the longer month-long readathons. It's less stress for me. So yeah, here's hoping that I'm able to do this okay. I lately have, for the summer, it seems that I have been heavily relying on audiobooks, and even that has wavered slightly in August. I do have a couple of books that I would love to get to. A couple of them are library books that I have physically. Otherwise, I do have an ARC that I would love to get to before October. So here's hoping I can fit those on there. I will leave all the links and related links to this readathon down in my description down below. Please check it out. Check out Becca and the Books. Let's get started. So for this readathon, I'm only going to roll 5 times, but if you've ever seen Becca's Bookopoly, you know that there are different chances to get doubles and therefore add to those. So my starting is 5. My limit is 8. Because your girl can't read that much in a month. Like, I have been able to read 9, but like, those surprise me. So we're gonna do that. We have my little frog from last year, or not turkey, that is quail. Turwork. Turwork is the word for frog in Yurok, which I think is absolutely adorable because it kind of sounds like it sounds like a ribbit. Turwork. I can't help but do turwork as opposed to turwork. So, because even like the Berkeley site for the Yurok language, the recordings have that in turwork. But yeah, we have my little turwork. Okay, so here we have the board. I did try to color in as best as I could with the pens that I have on hand with me. We have the chance cards here, which are full of books that I am excited to read and get to, and others that I still want to read, but I'm not as excited about. We also have the community chest, which is mostly filled with prompts. It's just essentially prompts like like some of the ones I'm actually pretty proud of was to go get a recommendation from the Indigenous book reviewers group that I am a part of on Instagram, as well as like various genres, author stipulations, etc., etc. So a lot of these from both of them. I do have some new ones for this year, but there are quite a bit of them from last year as well. Particularly in community book and the community shelf, it's mostly like, I think I only added 2 or 3 to that this year. The chance cards, I did separate out any books that I did read last year or have read since last year, and then added some newer books as well as some older books, but ultimately kept the books that were still in it from last year because I figured if it's still in there from last year, I should probably get to them. So they're both shuffled and ready to go. And so let's put my tour work on the go. See that all right? All right. And then I have my 6-sided die, but only one of them this time around. My brother has another one. We both have D&D dice. However, I don't know where his is, and he's at work right now, and I'm too impatient to wait till he gets home. I'm just that excited. So I'm just going to roll this one twice. So let's go with book 1. 3 and 3. So already we have a double. Figures. So that's a 6. So 6 humans. So that is to read a book about or focusing on humans. I'm not sure how I had this angled, but my first right off the bat got doubles. Only with Bookoplathon, I swear. Okay, so, and I landed on humans, and this is to read a book that is focused on humans. And so for that, I chose a library book that I have that I've been meaning to get to, and that is Bunny by Moreno-Garcia. Awad? So this one I was actually kind of hesitant with because I just finished The Maidens not too long ago, and that was supposedly dark academia, and so I was a little nervous. Like, that book made me realize why I question dark academia novels, but like I really did enjoy Ninth House. But after watching Jessie from Bottes and Books talk about Bunny, I am reinvigorated to read this. Though still has not enough to buy it. So this was actually available at my local university library for our popular reads section. That is the only section of our library that is really available to anybody. So I managed to find this, so I'm really excited about it. We're following Samantha Heather Mackey, who is an outsider in her small, highly selective MFA program at an elite New England university. She's a scholarship student who prefers the company of her dark imagination to that of most people. She has one friend named Ava and is utterly repelled by the rest of her fiction writing cohort, a clique of unbearably twee-rich girls who call each other Bunny and seem to move and speak as one. But everything changes when Samantha receives an invitation to the Bunny's fabled smut salon and finds herself inexplicably drawn to their front door, ditching her only friend Ava in the process. So I've heard this is dark. I've heard it's kind of gruesome. I'm excited to get into it. I also really enjoy the peachy color of the bunny. Next, roll 2, 3, so 5. Hyped. For our second roll, we got Hyped, and this is to read a book that is hyped up, that it has been hyped up. And so for this is going to be a rollover from my August TBR, because of course it is, and that is The Martian by Weir. I have been wanting to get to this. I'm still excited to get to it. I have watched the movie adaptation, so that's all I really know about it going in. That's all I really want to know about it. I've heard good things, and I do want to get on with Weir's other works, Artemis and Project Hail Mary. So yeah, I've heard good things, and I want to read it. Next roll, 6. Another double, 12. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I believe that's Opulent. The third prompt we landed on Opulent, which is like kind of the feel of I think this trio, cute, spooky, and opulent, is like the feel of the books. I'm basing it off the cover. So Opulent, I had to actually look up, and it says like rich and luxurious. And I actually just love the contrast in here, particularly of the flowers. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Plus, that's like when I think opulent, I think like jewel tones, and that's very much what these I feel represent. But yeah, so that is The Hearts We Sold by Emily Lloyd-Jones. This follows Dee Moreno, who is out of options, and she ends up making, she's like about to get kicked out of her boarding school, and she ends up making a deal with a demon, I believe. That's, again, all I know. That's all I want to know. This has been on my TBR for a bit, so I want to get to it. I guess we're sticking with like dark academia. So, okay, roll 4. 4. Oops. I'm writing these down so I don't forget. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last color. Okay, roll 4, we got last color. So essentially this means it's like a challenge. I have to pick a book that has a color from the last book. So something in here. I mean, I guess it could just be white too. But I think what I'm going to pick for that is actually an arc that I've been so graciously sent to me by Living Querido. So thank you, blah, 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 blah. Thank you so much to them. I'm so excited about this, and this is A Snake Falls to Earth by Darcie Little Badger. I get that this is the arc. This is like the illustration of the main book. But that still has that like peachy color in the book. It has some peachy colors in what looks like roses. It could be peonies in The Hearts We Sold. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. I have mentioned it before. Darcie Little Badgers. Darcie Little Badger I've read a lots away last year. Absolutely loved it. Favorite book of 2020. This is Darcie Little Badger's new book coming out this year. When does it come out? It comes out in October of 2020. I believe it's like mid-October. So I do hope to get this read and have a review put up for all y'all. So yeah, I did know what this was about. I can't think of it now. I don't really want to look up what it's about. So if you want to look it up, I'll have a link in the description down below. But otherwise, like, I don't really want to know going into it. So I'm just super excited. Roll 5. 5. 3, so 8. 1, 2, 3. The of A and an An. Roll 5 was, we landed on the of A and an and essentially this is what is supposed to be in the title. This may be cheating just like a little bit, but for that I'm gonna pick Dark Archives. The subtitle contains a librarian's investigation into the science and history of books bound in human skin. So it's a little dark. This also works for my buzzword-a-thon for September because the buzzword is dark, so it's going to work perfect. I'm super interested in this. I actually heard about this from My Favorite Murder, actually. So, and this is by Megan Rosenbloom. I'm very curious about this. It sounds like a very morbid and dark book. So, yeah. Okay, roll 6. Another 4. Oops. Highest rated. So for roll 6, we landed on highest rated. So I looked at my Goodreads. I took a screenshot, so I'll prove that this is correct because I was actually shocked about this. My highest rated book in Goodreads is Native Apparitions, Critical Perspectives on Hollywood's Indians, edited by Stephen Pavlik, M. Elise Marubio, and Tom Home. The reason why I'm shocked about this is because there is consistently, like, one, consistently, like, things by people of color authors get sent to the wrong people. They predominantly get sent to successful white bookstagrammers, booktubers who really wouldn't understand the cultural aspect of the BIPOC author's story. And so why I'm shocked about this is that, one, it's a solid 5 stars on average in my Goodreads. Not that I've read this yet, but I'll have a screenshot for you. This is what it is. This is like the top one in my Goodreads list. And I have over 1,000 books in that. So that's a shocker. But then it's not so much when you go and look up how many people have rated this. 3 people have rated this book. Yeah. So, I mean, so far, that's a good average. So I'm actually pretty excited to get to this because I've been wanting to. This is another library book. And another nonfiction. What I love about nonfiction is that it essentially has what it's about in the subtitle, which is critical perspectives of Indians in Hollywood. So, and it's relatively short, 229 pages, which, looking at my pile already, I've been picking some of the larger books. And I'm hoping that's just because of the format and not necessarily because that it actually has that many pages. But they're actually that long. So I'm very curious about this. Let's see. Let me read you the back. In Cherokee, the term for motion picture is adeyevlati or adeyulati, meaning something that appears. In essence, motion pictures are machine-produced apparitions. While the Cherokee language recognizes that movies are not reality, Western audiences may on some level assume that film portrayals offer sincere depictions of imagined possibilities, creating a logic where what is projected must be true, stereotype or not. Native Apparitions offers a critical intervention and response to Hollywood's representations of Native peoples in film, from The Searchers to Avatar. But more than a critique of stereotypes, this book is a timely call for scholarly activism engaged in Indigenous media sovereignty, clustered around 3 approaches: a retrospective analysis, individual film analysis, and Native and industry-centered testimonials and interviews, offering a complex and multi-layered response to Hollywood's representations. Most importantly, it shows the impact of racialized stereotypes on Native peoples and the resilience of Native peoples in resisting, transcending, and reframing Hollywood Indian tropes. Yeah, excited about this. I didn't expect this to get on here, but I'm happy it did. Okay, roll 7. 6. It's girl, boy, lord, lady titles. All right, and finally, my last roll, 7. Roll 7. Whew, that was close. Is we landed on girl, boy, lord, lady. Basically, it's it's titles. So like we did something similar with Read-a-thon where a title is in a name. So like Miss, Mrs., Mr., Lord, Lady, God, Goddess, etc. I don't know if a God, Goddess count. I feel like that counts. It's going to count because I'm using it for this. And that is God of Jade and Shadows. I am going to finish this book. Dang it. I started this book last summer. Only got so far. I started it again this summer. Only got about just as far. And now I'm trying to finish it. I will finish a Silvia Moreno-Garcia book. I will do it. I hope to do it. So it's not that this book made me lose interest at all. It's that I ended up prioritizing other books, and which is really frustrating because I do want to finish this book up. So yeah, that's my hope. I will finish this book in September. I will do it. I will. All right, this is a chunky stack of books. I feel like this one might give me a little bit of a reprieve. I'm hoping it's nonfiction. I was always kind of skeptical just because I'm hoping it won't be a little sluggish, as they tend to be, depending on how it's written. But otherwise, that's a hefty TBR. But I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for all these books. I think it's a great, diverse selection for September. We have some dark academia in there. Dark academia. I keep on wanting to say like dark macadamia for some reason. We have some dark academia. We have some fantasy. We have some science fiction. We have some nonfiction. I'm excited. I'm super stoked about this. Super excited. We also have a couple from Indigenous authors. So let's go. I'm ready for September. Let's get reading. Yeah, I'm stoked. So stoked. All right, that is my September Bookoplathon TBR. If you've made it this far, please be sure to give my video a thumbs up. If you have yet to do so already, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon to get notified when I post more content. I am feeling good about this. I really am. I feel like this is like the time of year that I feel like I'm in my element despite impending doom. Really, I'm like ready for fall. I'm ready for ready for those fall fruits. I'm already starting to like get some blackberries and some apples. Can't wait to get some huckleberries. Get those. Getting a lot of fruit leather done. I'm excited. I'm stoked. I'm so stoked. Of course, I can't go get pine cones this year because there's a huge freaking fire in the place that I normally get pine cones. Of course, the smoke in the air is always disheartening, but I'm still excited. I'm excited. And I am determined to get these books done. So, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, so I hope that you are in the mental mindset to enjoy your reading, and I will see you in another video very soon. Ciao!